Hey, look at that. I started on time for once. How about that? Everybody's going to start pouring in and being like, oh, wait, it started on time? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. It is Monday. What are you
Sorry.
doing over
It's off
there?
now. Shush.
Jeez. What's happening, guys? It's Monday. I know it doesn't feel like last week because we had a shorter week. Whatever, it's a thing. But hey, that's okay because we made it through another one. So yeah, and now everybody's coming in because they're used to me starting late because that's kind of my thing. Not today. I was on time today. I was early for work, left late, started on time. Must be something wrong. I don't know. Oh, man. How's the Smurf bush? Well, it's still very blue. You can see where it's growing. But that's okay. I have this weird green hue. I think that light is reflecting. Maybe I'll just turn it down a little bit. Just a bit, if I can figure out which one of these. But seriously, I can't figure it out. Yeah. Just gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, we're just not gonna worry about it because all I'm gonna do is mess something up. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
That's the surface of the sun. There we go. We'll just go with that for now. It's fine. Let's see. Looks like Betta Aquatics popped in and knocked Patty out of first place. Welcome, Betta. How you doing? And not to be outdone, I can't hit the thing because, I get that to work. What's up, Patty? How we doing? She's lurking for a while. Jeff Kane, what's up, Jeff? How you doing? Coro making it in. What's up, Coro? How we doing, buddy? Vinoski's here. What's up, Vinoski? Good seeing ya. Liquid Zoo only Fins. The one and only. What's up, Matt? How we doing? Everybody thinks there's something wrong with you because I'm alone again.
I'm on.
All by myself.
I'm on crowd control because you know these kittens would be all
we,
over you.
We do kind of have to have crowd control right now with the kittens.
I'm here. I'm fine. I promise.
Yeah. That was a recorded session, by the way, from 2 weeks ago. Coral says I officially have approved PTO for Aftershock now. Awesome. Oh, man. 3G making it in. What's up, 3G? How we doing, buddy? Says PTO. What's that? I know, right? I mean, I get it. I just don't use it. I mean, honestly, the longest or the most PTO I'll use is for the Clash. I might take a long weekend here or there, but that's only burning 2 days. So, let's see. Yes, my hands are right here. I'm not puppeting anybody. She wouldn't want me to puppet her. These things are too big.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. You have the parental advisor. Yeah.
Yes. It's like a permanent staple up there. It just stays. Okay. Well, I got happy news to report finally. That thing will be ready within a day or 2 tops. I could cheat a little bit, it'd probably be ready in a day. But, so, Frankie's been over in the 125 hating it But he has been eating, so we got him to start eating again. I think he finally realized that the cichlids can't get through the grate because they are nuts, and he's like a little calmer than they are. So yeah, he wasn't liking it. Up, Shane's Tanks and Bowls. What's up? How we doing? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Yeah, so I'm super stoked. I can almost finally put him back in here. And then it's time to get some more substrate in here. But I can do that once he's in there. It's not a big deal. But, so that took a little longer than I anticipated. I thought I could get it to go quicker, and it just didn't work this time. So it happens. But, you know, hey. He's going to go back in there, and it's going to be brighter. That's what I wanted. So, I know he didn't care either way, but I was tired of looking at all the soil, and there's still soil floating around at the top of the earth, the brim of the tank. So, I might try to fight a little bit of that, but if it's up there and I can't see it, it don't bother me. That just means I got to keep it full. Mexicali Fish Keeper made it in. What's up, Mexicali? How we doing? How we doing? Amisa's in the house. What's up, Amisa? And Fish Fam Link, he made it in. What's happening? How we doing? Good seeing you. Speaking of Fish Fam Link, we are 2 weeks away. Not even 2 weeks away. Clash bound.
10 days.
10 whole days. Gotta wait. We are at crunch time here, just the final preps. I'm working with Mini Metalhead just to kind of go and show her what gets fed, when they get fed, and who does it or doesn't. It's going to be a pretty easy list, but I just want to make it so that she doesn't really have to do much other than feed certain ones. So we got that ready. Also got to get Groot ready to go, which shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't. But I do have 2 air pumps I've got to get charged up. I got to get the power, the little backup battery, I got to get that charged up. It's just easier than trying to do it while you're driving. So, got to get all that ready. We got our stickers. I didn't have time to do any shirts or anything, so there's not going to be any of that. But we got new stickers. I mean, it's been a rough year, okay?
And they're awesome stickers.
And they're awesome. And they hold up well. This one I put on this tank behind me, which is still there, doing great. And it's gotten wet more than once.
I was going to say, you can show that.
Oh, yeah, here you go. That's on the back of her phone. So, that's what they look like now. But we're just getting the final preps ready to go. I'd say the car's as ready as it's going to get. I think we've got a couple more things to get. I think we're just going to get some totes and stuff, kind of just take them down with us just in case. We'll have those ready to go in case. But yeah, we'll be ready to rock and roll. My only fear about taking Groot out of that tank for what, 4 days,
4 days.
and bringing him back, I don't know if he'll like snap and try to kill everything in there when I put him back in it, and that would be kind of bad because there's fry in there that are putting on good size and they're starting to develop color. So I might try to mix them in with the other batch before we leave. I don't know how well that'll go because they're all different sizes and I don't want everybody to eat each other. But it could happen. Let's see. Oh, man. Shane says, going to have to FOMO this year, but saving for next year for sure. Well, hey, get it. You know, for some of us, it's a trip.
Yeah.
For a lot of some of us, it's a trip. It's money you got to put back and all that good stuff. You got to bring. Just getting ready is the worst part. But looks like that Kyle Jada guy made it. This guy again. What's up, Kyle? How we doing, buddy? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. But yeah, we are. I think we're as ready as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
At least this year. Next year, I'll have more time. I'll have a couple things out of the way, so I won't have to pay that anymore. And then I can kind of move forward with getting some. I'd like to just get some printed up shirts or something and have on hand, as opposed to that ridiculous website we got. So if anybody bought a shirt off of there, I am sorry. That I did not set those prices. Those are ridiculous. I think we're going to try to do it a different way. Maybe set up an actual store, like not store, but a website, and I'll have some stuff made up, and then when I get an order, I can ship it out. So that way I can set the price, not this third-party company. So, you know what? It was kind of cool at first, and then I started realizing how much everything cost, and I'm like, man, I just think we just need to shut that thing down.
Yeah.
So if you have bought from there, I'm sorry. If you haven't bought from there, don't. I need to take it off of the description.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of cool though. I get it. They're going to be a little more expensive because you can get Metalhead anything you want, basically. But you got to pay for it, and some of that ain't cheap. I was looking at a hoodie, and the way I wanted it done, they were going to charge me like $90, and that wasn't shipping.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to, be my guest, but I don't recommend it. So we are, like I said, I think we're as ready. Just a few little things we got to button up before we leave. I'm stoked that we don't have to camp outside this year for the first day.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't so cold.
It wasn't
cold.
It was the temperature swing, but just the fact I thought a tree was going to fall on us all night.
The wind. Yeah.
Just kind of sucked a little bit. But you know what? We figured, screw it. We only got to rough it out one night, and then we went to the B&B, and that was a lot more pleasant.
Once we realized that the heat wasn't on and we turned that on.
Yeah. That was a lot more pleasant. Vibe says, what shenanigans are going to be happening at the Clash? I don't know, but I'm not going to be in them. We'll put it that way.
The Clash is like Vegas. What happens at the Clash stays at the Clash.
I mean, there will be goofy shenanigans, but who knows? Who knows? It'll be a fun time, though. A lot of people I'm looking forward to seeing again. A lot of people I'm looking forward to meeting for the first time, like in person. So should be a fun time, I think. I wonder if the car museum's still there.
I'm sure.
You know where Dave and I will be. Ian made it in. What's up? How we doing, buddy? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Mexicali says, I'm sure they will involve fermented beverages.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I know Dave.
Not for me, but yeah.
I know Dave is bringing mead, and I'm sure Kenny will too.
And Kenny brought some stuff last year. That was good.
Well, Dave Farrell has gotten into making his own mead as well.
Sharkfin Adventures, what's happening? The one and only Larry D, what's up, buddy? Did somebody say goofy at the Clash? Yeah, it's just a thing. It's what we do. Rico's popping in. Can't chat, but 10 days left.
Yes!
You are correct, sir.
I'm so excited.
Thanks for popping in, buddy. Kyle says I'm lying. I get all the profit. Nope, no, I don't.
Actually, I set those prices up to where we weren't making a profit.
Yeah, I had seen shit from it. Terry's Tropical Tanks. What's up, Terry? How we doing? He says he's got a 01 F-150 column shifter. Trans feels like it's out of alignment. Steering column bushings or other. Those are cables. There's a little cable in there. And those will get out of whack. They'll stretch. They'll break. There's two things. If it's dropping down into second or third when it's in drive, you get under there and readjust your linkage. But if it's if you can count the clicks and the arm feels wobbly, you might want to look at replacing that cable. It's just a thin little cable. It doesn't take much to break them. Also, it doesn't take much to break the actual shifter, so be careful. But not a hard job to do. It doesn't take long at all to do it. You just got to pop the clamshell off of the column right by the shifter and just kind of look and inspect things. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing someone. Now I have to go up. Dun, dun. Okay, I guess I didn't. Alright, I'm just making sure. Let's see. It won't go into park and it feels wobbly. Well, I would look at the little cable. I would look at that because that'll bind up. It'll bind up and it'll cause that. What you can do is get under it on the driver's side and make sure it's physically going all the way. You may actually have to change the whole shift cable itself, which is still not a hard thing to do. But they had this goofy plastic notched out adjuster. It's dumb, over redundant, but that's Ford. I would check that. I would make sure that that's not bound up or splitting or rotting away or anything like that. But if you can physically push it into park, check the lash between down at the tranny side of that cable and then up where it meets with the shifter, because that's probably where your issue's at. But there is also that other cable I told you about. And I think all that tiny cable does is control the needle on the dash to tell you what gear you're in. But those things can cause problems. I've seen it. Yeah, chock your wheels first. I mean, obviously. Unless you don't want to. I don't think that Mexicali's got 2,472 miles for the Clash.
I'll have to check.
I don't think we have that many. We're only like 11 hours away.
Hang on, I'm going to map it right now. Because now I'm curious to know how many miles we have to go. It's a lot of miles.
Ian said they ain't got no gas in it. That's
Yeah.
what's wrong with it. No, if it's that little tiny cable in that column will bind. You wouldn't think that it would be able to do that, but it can. It'll bind it and it'll keep it from going into park.
Oh, wow.
Just park it against the house. It's fine.
It's not as far as I
I'm kidding.
thought. 574 miles.
574
hours.
miles. Where?
Yeah.
Why the hell did it take you 11?
It didn't take 11. It took like 9.5.
Jesus.
Ish.
Boy.
8 hours, 36 minutes. But that's with toll roads. We didn't take tolls. That's why it took long.
Yeah, well, see, we're not taking tolls this time either, except for one.
That's why it took so long.
Yeah. Oh, man. Terry says Ford steering columns suck. The newer ones aren't that bad. Like what you got, they're not that bad. The ones that are even newer than that really aren't that bad. The older ones, yeah. All day long. I agree with that.
Coro, Josh just casually telling them to get under a car that doesn't go
Hey,
in the
man,
park.
listen. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't believe in warning labels.
So listen,
Okay?
just send it.
If you aren't smart enough to chalk your own wheels,
Pretty sure Terry's
I'm
smart
pretty
enough.
sure Terry's been around the block and knows how to chalk a wheel.
Pretty sure.
Or on the off chance his parking brake actually works. And I really doubt it.
You're right.
Nothing against Terry or anything, but I highly doubt that a parking brake still works in a 2001 F-150. I just... Not in the Rust Belt, is what I'm saying. No, it doesn't.
I was gonna say, I think.
No,
I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, wait.
You know
maybe
how I
doesn't.
know it doesn't work? Because it's not there.
You did away with my parking?
Yeah, you don't need them. It's an automatic.
Okay.
We're old school here. We don't need no stinking parking brake.
Garcia Aquatics here!
What's up, buddy? Speaking of somebody else we're going to see at the Clash, Garcia Aquatics. Garcia. What's happening, buddy? Good seeing you. Terry says, I promise not to get crushed by my own truck. Jeff Kane says, Metalhead Shade Tree mechanic advice. Well, hey. If you don't want to pay a shop to do it, I'll tell you how to do it. It's just, well, I'll give you an idea of what you got to do.
You're not going to give them the whole rundown.
Yeah. Some of it, though, I kind of figure you should be able to pick up on your own, which people do. But there's other people that don't. Sometimes you have to write a detailed book.
I mean, because
And I'm not that guy.
common sense isn't so
I don't
common
write
anymore.
books. I don't write books or warning labels. I'm the reason for warning labels.
You don't read books or warning labels.
I'm also the reason for HR meetings. Anyways.
Uh-oh.
What?
You just got called out.
What do you mean I just got called out?
Larry said, where's the green in your beard?
It wasn't happening. You know what it took to get this?
It took a lot just to get the blue in there.
Yeah.
And the green was way more stubborn.
Yeah, the green would not sit at all. It washed out almost immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, Ian says, anything I should look out for on a 99 Jeep Cherokee? Yeah. Something else.
Right.
I hate those.
It's a Jeep.
I know it needs a rear bearing, or it needs a rear end bearing. Not sure how that... Okay, so is it the Cherokee or the Grand Cherokee?
And just put it in the trunk.
If it's the Grand Cherokee, the easiest fix is just push it in the river. If it's the Sport, there's hope. The Sports had a little bit better rear ends. Terry, I'm the reason why my last company has an HR department.
He said, new guys say Terry was mean to me.
Jeff says, I'm mechanical, I just don't work on the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I tell you what. I like working on the fancy stuff, but nothing freaks me out more than working on the expensive shit
Yeah.
and trying to not scratch it or ding it or just. That's when I gotta go slow the hell down. You know, this is a $300,000 car, not a $3,000 car. M&C Aquatics made it in. What's up, buddy? How we doing? Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Larry D says, I had to teach a sexual harassment class at my last job. Boy, did I misunderstand.
My supervisor had to tell me today to be quiet. I was scaring the kids because I was yelling at things and calling them sluts.
Well, I mean, it happens.
I was told to be quiet. I was scaring the kids because we had new people start today. It was pretty great. Listen, I'm going to teach them from the get-go.
Amisa says, I can do mechanics, electrical, and I do not get along. I tell you what, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I am not the world's frontmost go-to guy for electrical, but I do have some training, which helps, and I'm going to try and go get more later. It's hard. It's hard, especially with these cars. They're not getting easier. And, man, you can fry a module like that. Back in the old days, if you did something wrong, just unplug the battery. It's fine. Worst thing you did was blow a voltage regulator. It ain't like that now. Let's see. Terry says, I like what you did with the boat trailer. I'm not done yet. Wait until I'm done. Which is, after I get the Hummer done, I'm getting that trailer in. That should only take me a day or two. And that thing's going to look nuts. I can't wait to see it with the boat on it. It'll make a lot more sense. But I appreciate that because that looks really cool. Every time I look at it outside, I'm like, damn, that looks good. I did that. Ian says, I think it's the Grand Cherokee. I haven't got into it yet, but a good deal from my boss, brand new motor. Well, then be prepared. If it's a rear end, be prepared for about $400 or $500. And hope that the boneyard you get it from doesn't drop it or bend it or damage it. If it's one of the all-wheel drives that you can't, or full-time four-wheel that you can't put in two-wheel drive, those rear ends are really weird to begin with. But we actually had one that we sold that the tube actually got bent. But that's because the guy that drove it lifted it without permission and did a bunch of other shit to it without permission. And then he screwed the truck up and got fired. Not for that. He got fired for something else. But he totally dicked this thing up and I had to fix it. There's a lot... Those rear ends aren't any worse than any other rear end. It's just they don't seem as tough, is what I'm getting at, I guess I should say.
Oh. You gave him monetary hope.
Oh no, it's not. Now, if you want a rebuilt one, oh yeah, you will be in the $1,000. But you can get one from a boneyard just go to car-part.com, and you can pull up any boneyard around you that reports to them, and you can probably get it for a pretty decent price. But the problem is, if you're getting the same mileage as the one you're taking out, you could be buying the same thing you're getting rid of. My thoughts would be open the diff and see what's going on. Pull the axles out. It's not hard on those. But where the axle bearings sit is where we had a problem with the one that we replaced. It actually wallered out where that bearing recesses somehow. Probably because the guy drove it like an idiot and lifted it and all that other shit. But I would just open yours up. It might just be something simple. And why replace the whole rear end if it's not dead yet? Let's see. No, I don't get me wrong. I like some Jeeps. But I also hate a lot of them. And it's because they all get the same problem. And you would think that somebody within that corporation would say, maybe we shouldn't have done it like that. They have this upper wishbone in the back of those things. They're ridiculously expensive, and they have a ball joint in them. The bushings, you can't get any with a good bushing in them, so the bushings are bad in like 2 or 3 months. The ball joints, you might get a good one, you might not. A really dumb design. But I get it. If you're rock crawling with it, you kind of want that flexibility. But if you're driving this from work to home every day, you don't need that kind of flexibility. That's just dumb. Well, let's see. Vibes wants to know who's stocking the ice cream for the Clash. You are.
No, okay, so I was just getting ready to comment, but just go ahead and say, I have an ice cream maker. If people are willing to pitch in for the ingredients I need to make ice cream, I'll make ice cream the whole time we're there. I don't care. It doesn't take long at all to do it.
There with that.
I'm just saying.
All right. Let's see. Ian says it's still drivable, but not long distances around town and stuff. Gonna use it for work. Well, I would just open it up and see if if it looks like a glitter party in there. Yeah, replace it. Kyle says my girlfriend has a 14 Liberty. Does that count as a Jeep? No. That's like the Ford Focus of Jeeps.
Great.
Let's get rid of it. Also, push that one in the river. Use the other Jeep to push that one in the river. Vibe says let's do it. Homemade ice cream. There we go.
It is homemade ice cream.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a little
Vibes,
machine
if you
to
want
do it.
to get a hold of me, we can maybe work something out. Seriously, it doesn't take long to make it at all.
Coral says, I never understood why people would buy a Jeep for commuting or groceries to pick up the kids or soccer practice or whatever. You know, the cool Jeeps were like what MC was saying, the Willys. The Willys style or the X.
Yep.
What is that? Not the X. The CJs. Those were the cool ones.
Yep.
And there are so many things you can do with those. You can make them rock crawl. You can lower them and drive them. Shit. But they're not. It's not something you want to put 1,000 horsepower motor in and drag it. But I've been proven wrong because I have to fix one. It's not quite 1,000 horse, but somebody's got broken motor mounts in their LS swap that they want me to fix on that. So. Yeah, I mean, they're toys. But, It's a manual transmission. Oh, well, you wouldn't have to really push that one then, would you? Just get it running, put it in first, and let it take its own ass in there. Coral says, purpose-built machines should be used for their purpose, to be honest. I don't know that a Jeep is even highway safe. It's designed for rock crawling, and yeah. Oh, every time we're on the highway and I'm behind a CJ, I'm looking at the front wheels going, does he have the wobble?
Literally.
Yeah. Oh, man. Man, when we were coming back from that concert last week, or not last weekend. Well, yeah,
it was last weekend.
I kept getting pelted. Like, my car's just getting banged. And I'm going, what the hell is all this? A semi off just ahead of us cut down one of their, I think it was the outer tire on the back axle of the tractor. That thing's shooting sparks. I'm sitting here going, this guy doesn't even know he's riding the rim at 65 mile an hour. But, yeah, just nuts. I'm glad I was just getting the small chunks of whatever was flinging off of there. Terry says his last purchase was an '04 Lexus with, yeah, why would you buy an expensive Toyota?
Well.
Let's see. Mall rated, yes. Jason Hierstead, what's up, Jason? How we doing, buddy? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not a big, huge fan of Jeeps. Certain ones, I guess. But those Liberties and the Patriots are even worse. I hate those things with a passion. And then there's now it's the small one. What is the small one? They're ugly as shit. You know, I got behind one of those Evo Mustangs, and I wanted to vomit.
That thing was disgusting.
That guy finally turned out of my way. I wanted to vomit behind that thing.
That thing was so ugly.
That is not a Mustang. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's not a Mustang.
Oh.
You know what? That's like a Mustang. The Mustang 2 was the ugliest Mustang.
Was.
Until the EV came out.
Right.
The EV said, hold my beer. Oh, man. New locals in the house. What's up, new local? How we doing, buddy? If it's a Patriot, if it can get to the river, definitely push it in. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with heavily modding out a CJ to go high speed on the highway with. Because you also know people are going to lift them and put 35s on it. And anytime you lift it, you're taking away all that geometry. You're changing everything completely. And now it's even more top heavy or not. And just Jeeps don't like it.
Right.
They get a death wobble like there's no tomorrow. Suzuki Samurais. A strong gust of wind could hit one of those and it'll go over. But the ones that kill me too are the ones that buy a half-ton pickup and slam them onto the ground. It's like, why the hell why'd you buy a truck? Yeah, a Hummer. Oh, yeah, I'd take an H1 all day long. I'd take one of them. Because you really don't have to modify them. They will climb a wall. But they're also $300,000 still. I like the Hummer that I'm working on right now. Yeah, I just, it, and Coral brings up a good point. We're not saying we need more government because we all know we don't. But you can put here's the thing with that. You can put all the regulations you want out. Nobody's going to listen. They're still going to do it. They're still going to get away with it. There's some states where, thank God, they finally did something about that squatting your truck shit. I don't know what they did about it, but they did something with it. But back in the old days, they were supposed to pull you over if you had your tires sticking out past your fenders. Remember, that was a thing back in the 80s. They don't do that no more. Hell, you can get them factory with the wheels sticking out.
3G commented, what guy doesn't love a Hummer?
Oh, I'm not saying I don't.
He's not talking about the four-wheel on-the-road Hummer. I know damn
Silver
well.
Creek made it in. What's up, Silver Creek? What's happening? Yeah. Something enforcement, yeah. No, that's just the thing, though. You'll never stop people from doing it. They're still going to do it. Now don't get me wrong. I like seeing all these lifted Jeeps that people are going to take off-roading that have the flexibility. That's cool. I like that. Okay? I like watching mud boggers. I like taking something you wouldn't expect to see go mudding. Like, well, back in the old days, it was put a Camaro on a K20 chassis. But now it's, if we can get it on the frame of that truck, it's going in the mud. So... the bagged S10. You know what? I just don't understand this is just me being old man me. I don't understand the purpose of buying a truck and slamming it. I don't get it. Now, if I see a slammed 40s or 50s Ford bagged, I like those. But you can put them to a normal ride height to drive them. Because they're bagged.
said thanks for explaining this. I'm just saying, he did not mean vehicular.
M&C's neighbor has a 69 Beetle on a K10 frame. See, you don't see that. Yeah, that's a bogger. You go mudding with that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh man, Tommy says Pelican Bay Police, Texas. The whole department got fired and dismantled because they were stealing cars and impounding them for profit. See,
well, he also said he had the bagged S10.
I believe they did that here too in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Indiana was doing that shit too. Because if they pulled somebody over with like a hot rod Camaro or a Corvette, guess what? Police impound.
They still do that.
And then they turn around and use that car to chase other people down.
They still do that.
They still do it, but not as often now. Yeah. Reed says, I have a friend that has an El Camino on 3/4 ton Z71 frame and a Lincoln Mark 6 on it. Wow. See, those are the cars. You just don't see those. Everybody back in the 80s and 90s did the old 80s Camaros on the K20 frames, which Yeah, that was cool, but everybody did it. Now they're getting different. I saw somebody with a town car on one. I saw somebody with a. I want to say it was a Nomad, a Chevy. They're basically just making monster trucks out of them. But to watch them go and hit the mud and just let it rip is just fun to watch.
You are such a baby.
M&C says it's on 44 Swampers. Yep, because we know what that thing's doing. Oh, man.
What's the matter, Bobby? What's the matter?
Wow. I tell you, yeah, so, once they figured out that they could do, this is going back to the impound. Once they figured out they could do it, because I've watched them pull people that had some pretty badass Firebirds, pull him over just because he's perfectly street legal. He's got tread on his rear tires, even though they were big tires. It was tubbed and everything, but he could still drive it technically. It had all the functioning lights, everything. And cops would stop and just look it over and like, oh, cool car, dude. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're impounding it. Yeah, you're not taking that on the highway. You're not going to make it far. Make it maybe 4 miles before you run out of gas. But no, they're the back man, and they used to make commercials of it. Because we had I think it was a blue Camaro, and they had a Mustang too. They had a Fox body. Pretty much, they had one of all the cars at the time, all the fast cars at the time, except for the European stuff. They didn't mess with that. But they would impound and then modify them, which basically just meant put a radio in them, and then use them to, blackmail, or I say blackmail, but basically, how do you put it? Purposely cause somebody to race, and then pull your ass over because you beat them.
We call that entrapment.
Entrapment. There you go. Yeah, it was sketchy. And now you don't see the high power cars. Indy still has a Viper. I haven't seen it in a while, but they still have it, and I think they have a Vet too. But they might have actually bought those because they're marked now. But here around town, I have seen a full-size Chevy pickup with a truck cap, completely unmarked, completely illegal window tint. It's limo all the way around this thing, and they're pulling people over checking their window tint. And I'm going, but you, it's okay for you to do it. Oh, man. Now, see, then you got the guys like this. Jeff says there's a local trooper that pulls me over to see if I added anything new to the van. He's a van guy as well. Now, see, that, I get that.
Oh, yeah, because he likes
just
the
wants to
vehicle.
see.
He wants to see.
And it's kind of cheeky. It's like, hey,
Right.
you were speeding. Let's see what you got.
Right.
Yeah, some of them, they're not all dicks.
No.
But mostly the ones I come across are.
You had one bad experience.
Daniel Velez. Oh, I've had more than one. What's up, buddy? Good seeing you. Oh, man. Tommy says, except apparently a slightly askew front license plate. And by slightly askew, I mean maybe 15 inches from perfectly level.
15 degrees.
That's oh, degrees. Well, yeah. I thought you said inches. I thought that was funny. The ones that I miss are the ones that I used to sell parts to. Because when they'd pull me over, they'd just be like, "Stop it." Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Jeff Kane says window tint is normally the reason, and he tells me not to change anything. Exactly, because he just wants to check it out. There's other ways to do it. You don't have to stop somebody for way to work. No, now, a lot of the old cops I knew, they were all cool. Sheriffs, I had a few buddies that were sheriffs. They were all cool. They let me get away with so much shit. But we got some new kids on the block now, and they are... they are something else. I don't understand why it takes 5 squad cars to pull one car over when they pulled over and stopped. Why do you think you need all that backup? Why do you think you need a drone over our head watching everything? I don't like it. And these new recruits they got think they're above the law. I don't know. Not all of them. Just some of them. It's like that anywhere, though. But I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about them because, they do protect us when they want. Or they don't. But, I don't know. Just seems like the older officers are retiring or gone, and now this new batch coming in is just... I just don't like the attitude they get. You walk up and you say, "Hey man, how you doing?" I know some canine cops. They're great guys. They always, anytime they come over here because somebody in the neighborhood screwed up, because let's face it, it's not the greatest neighborhood. There's one of them that will pull up in front of the house and he'll bring the dog out, and she loves getting petted by everybody. A sweet dog. That is a... oh, I forgot what he called her. But it was like a brindle German Shepherd. It was a very pretty dog. And anytime they stop around here, man, he pulls her out of the car and we all love on her and everything. That's fun, They're cool. Yeah, I like that guy. But these new kids they got, you can send those sons of bitches back. They need more training. Or a different job. Some of them just need a different career in general. Lefty made it in. I'm here. What's up, Lefty? How we doing? Ooh, we got Aquatic Ness in the house. What's up, Ness? How we doing? Good seeing you. Yeah, but I tell you, it's just, it is what it is. That's what's going to keep happening, though. They're just going to keep evolving. And I mean, I get it. They're getting scrutinized harder, too, so I can't just sit here and call them all dicks, but I will. But they're not all dicks. Just remember that. They're not all dicks. Belgian Milano. That might be... I don't remember what he called her, or what he said she was.
Who, what?
The one canine unit that always comes around. Has that one that's like a shepherd, but it's brindle colored. Remember
I
that?
think she is a Belgian.
That might be.
Cat.
I think that's what. I'd have to see it, but I'm thinking that's what she was, and she's pretty, beautiful dog. A guy across the street bought a 4-acre plot just for the dog. No one lives there except the dog and a kennel. Wow. Hey, if you can do it, you can. If you can do it, do it. June's making it in. What's up, June? How we doing? Only Oscars. Malinois. It's French. Apparently I said it wrong.
Huh?
I do that.
You
I said it.
what wrong?
I said it wrong. Malinois. Malinois. Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep. 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 Belgian Malinois. I say.
You know, Jeffrey's wife has one of those.
I
Jeffrey and his wife have one. They just got it.
barely get on Facebook. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's a very pretty dog, though. Very smart, too.
They can be quite aggressive if you don't know how to handle them.
Well, that's
but
why they have them.
all dogs can be. Quite
Any dog can be
aggressive.
aggressive. It's how they're trained.
Right.
It's how they're treated. It's how they're trained.
Right.
South versus PNW Coro on the dog pronunciation. Yeah. I don't always get my pronunciations correct. We know this. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, I tell you what, guys. We are fixing on wrapping this edition up tonight. I still got a couple more things to do. I was totally planning on having the cube on display tonight, but I pulled some hair algae out, and the more I pulled, well, basically I pulled the size of a small kitten out of there. It was pretty, and then it stirred up a bunch of malm and everything, so I couldn't show that tonight because it just looked like shit. It still doesn't look great. So instead of tonight, we'll show that on. That'll be Friday's tank feature.
Hopefully.
Will be the cube tank,
Hopefully.
and then well, yeah, it'll be cleared up by then. It'll be cleared up by morning.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking next week we might just put Galactus on the feature.
Yeah.
Because and some people have been asking about him. So
You do it next Friday? Well, no.
no, not
You-
this coming Friday. I'm going to put this one on. But
So then it would have to be next Monday because the Friday after that we're going to be in Pennsylvania.
well, yeah,
Yeah, we're
obviously
doing our
I'm not
live
going to be
there.
able to do it there.
Well, we will be there and he will be there. What matter, dog?
Rico, you know what they say? Those big cats can kill you, but a little pussy never hurt anybody.
Damn it, Rico.
Coro's asking if I can pronounceify the Latin names of my fish.
No.
Like maybe 2 of them. Don't ask me to do that. It'll get bad. One of these days I'm going to mess everybody up, though, and just start, like, a whole video is going to be all Latin names of my fish. And they're going to be like, I didn't know you knew that. And I'm going to be like, Google. Oh, man, we got some buzzer beaters. Nathan Hovey's popping in at the last minute, and so is Salient Aquatics. What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Unfortunately, we are getting ready to wrap this old girl up for the night. But, Jeff says do it. Pronounceify. I'm going to use that as a word from now on. Pronounceify. Allow me to pronounceify.
Well, listen, you use other words that are not words, so that's fine.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great week. I will catch you on Friday, and we'll just do this all over again.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about fish. Wait, we did tonight. We talked about fish and
did.
gears. We kind of did a preliminary to to fish and gears. See, I almost tongue-tied my damn self. Anywho and way, We are out of here for the night. Have a great week. Thank you, everybody that showed up. All you late bloomers that pop in on the replay crew. I don't leave you guys out either. I appreciate you guys for popping in. And everybody hit that like button. I love you. Thanks. Stay metal. Oh, and have a great week.